doing, Coach?
Good. Good.
What stands out about Wake offensively and what they try to do?
They do a lot of stuff. They do, they have a lot of things you have to adjust to that can be problematic. They kind of stretch you in a lot of different ways, just in terms of the variety of formations, some personnel groupings, and things of that nature. So, and then they have two different quarterbacks that you have to prepare for, right? So, there's a little bit of difference between the two. They tend to do one kind of set of ideas with one, and another set of ideas with another. So that, again, that gives you a little bit of, preparation-wise, it gives you a little more extra, things that you got to really look at. So, but they're a physical team. They want to run the ball. They're good with their play-action game. They do a lot of eye-candy stuff with jet sweeps and things of that nature to kind of keep you off balance. So, trying to pull people out of gaps and things of that nature. So, they got a lot of things that we're working on.
Tyler Powell's been playing inside and outside. Is he going to be more inside now with the injuries that you guys have had? Just kind of keep him there until things change, till he gets to be.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in the season, everything is kind of, different things pop up. Different guys, are beat up a little bit and things of that nature. So what we've done, defensive line-wise, we've tried to create, a situation where some guys can play inside and outside. Obviously, in a perfect world, you'd always like to keep guys in one spot. Unless situationally you like a guy as a pass rusher and matching him up on somebody and things of that nature. So so we try to, there's guys on the defensive line that we've double taught two positions. We would rather not do that, but again, when you're in a situation where guys beat up this time of the year, you got to kind of double train guys.
He's been sort of going in and out anyway all year,
yes.
Playing in for a while, inside for a while. So because of the two injuries inside, is he going to be more exclusively inside now, or
not
still going to be
necessarily? Not necessarily. We'll still there'll still be some potential defensive end snaps for him.
Okay.
But the good news is he can do both.
Rumor has it Jalen Dalton might play on Saturday. Do you have an idea where you're going to put him on the line?
Well, he's kind of one of the guys that I'm using as an example, right? He's played inside, he's played outside, he's getting bigger, he's close to 280 pounds. So he's put on a lot of weight since he's been here. But he's definitely worked at both inside and outside positions. So if we have to play him, he's got the ability to.
What do you kind of like out of him as a player, coming in as a freshman? And, obviously did pretty well.
Well, I tell you, he's one of the guys that right now, knock on wood, I hope it doesn't change, the last probably 2.5 to 3 weeks, he's really started showing flashes of understanding, what it takes to play. And it's really, with defensive linemen, it can happen after 1 year, it can happen after 2 years. In his case, it kind of happened after a whole spring and kind of 2 months. You know what I mean? Where you can see the lights starting to come on, and he's really showing some flashes of being productive. Because it's a whole learning curve down there for young guys. It's just physical, and there's all kinds of moving parts. But the most impressive thing is, I think, in the last 2.5 weeks, he's really shown some great improvement.
Do you have any good Steve Spurrier stories from your coaching experiences in the days? You probably faced him at Auburn, right?
Yes. Yes, Steve is a friend of mine, and he's a great guy, and there's probably a lot of stories I just forget.
Nothing else you can share with us?
No.
Okay.
With Dalton, is the personnel situation on the line the way it is kind of not forcing him to play, but kind of maybe he's playing earlier, possibly?
Yeah, yes, that's kind of the scenario right now. Again, at this time of the season, it's you just got to play it week to week and see. So what we're always trying to do with the young guys, him, Jason Strobridge, guys like that, we're always trying to bring them along in case there's a scenario where you got to end up playing guys. So he's just one of those guys that have really come along, and we feel like if we have to, that he would be ready. And so we'll see how it unfolds, but he's definitely put himself in a position to play for sure.
if Dalton does play, is it advantageous for you guys to kind of introduce him to the college game against such a young offensive line like Wake Forest? I think they have 3 freshman linemen.
You know, even if it's a young offensive line or whatever, I mean, college football is college football. There's no bad offensive lines out there. They're all big and physical, and I think that's the biggest challenge for young defensive linemen is understanding the physicality down there. So your first game's always tough. It doesn't matter who you're playing against. Just the speed of the game down there, the physicality of the game. So I don't know that there's a great time. You know what I mean? There's just the first time. So.
Thanks,
We're good.